Folks, it is another episode of A Piece of Molly's Mind. I am your host, Molly Gepler, and this is the podcast that you never knew you needed. And I have been waiting for this episode. Oh, she's loving some people. They're walking away. Um, I am graced with the one and the only Toni Hadid. And Toni is the owner of a boutique fashion shops in downtown Chagrin Falls, and we're going to dive into all of it. Welcome to the podcast, Toni.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you,
Oh
Molly.
my gosh.
You always make me smile.
Oh, Toni and I do trouble together all the time. All the
You're more
time.
trouble though than me.
Well, don't tell anybody that.
With fun.
Yes,
Good trouble.
good trouble. Good trouble. Okay. I want to go to childhood, Toni.
Hmm.
Where were you born in Italy? I know your brother
I
was.
was.
You
I was
were.
born in Italy, and
Sicily.
my mother, yes, my mother was always beautifully dressed. As a child, that's the thing I remember most about my mother. She always looked so put together, so lovely. And I think I probably got a little bit of my love of fashion because of my mother. And when I was very, very little, I had these little tiny, maybe 3-inch dolls, and I was always trying to sew clothes for them.
Oh my
And as
gosh.
I got older, I was always sketching clothes. So I guess I've always loved fashion,
And
always.
how you described your mother would be exactly how I would describe you.
I don't,
100%.
I to be honest with you, we all see ourselves the way we see ourselves. Uh, sh- she's a tough act to follow,
Yeah.
She always looked so lovely. And in fact, there was a designer many years ago called Sanyo, and my dad had passed away, and my mother stopped by, and I was working the collection with a rep, and she fell in love with this coat. And she tried it on. I said, "Oh, Mom, you like it?" She goes, "See." I said, "Okay, well, let me order it for you." She goes, "Huh, who knows if I'm going to be here next year?" I said, "Oh, Ma, don't worry, I'll sell it." Even she had to
So
laugh at that. I
when
thought,
did you
"No,
move?
Mom, I'm not gonna make you feel sorry for yourself."
Yeah.
So,
That was what it was. That's very common. Like my grandma would always like we'd go to take a picture. She said, "Oh no, I wouldn't want to break the camera." Like, when did you move here?
oh, I was about 5 years old. I was very little. I was
Eh,
very little. I
Where
started school here.
where?
uh, in Mayfield. It was in Mayfield Heights. I
So you
can't remember.
moved from Italy to Mayfield.
Yes,
Why?
yes. Uh, why? Because my uncles were here. My Between my dad and my older uncles, there was over a 20-year difference. And my uncles, some of them came here in the early 1920s, uh, but they went back. They
Oh,
went back. They decided that they wanted to go home. But two of my other uncles, they were younger, came later, and they were here and did very nicely for themselves. And they wanted my dad, who was the baby of the family, to join them. So he did. And here we are today, and we're just thrilled. I love Italy. It's great to visit. Oh my God, it's a magnificent country, but there's no place like home, which is America. God bless America.
oh.
And
What
when
did your dad come and do?
my dad, he worked for it's no longer here, Fisher Body. And then our first business here in Sugar Falls was my brother Sam, who I think Flipside was there for a while, and Lopez 44 or something, but
Right.
back in 1962, that was his.
Was it a
And it was a
bakery?
bakery, and
Yep.
everyone used to come in there for coffee, the donuts, the bread, and oh God, it was just so homey and fun. And that's really how the de Blasios ended up starting businesses here in Chagrin Falls.
So why chagrin, do you think? What was it
You
about?
know why? An attorney said to my brother, "Hey, Sam, there's a bakery for sale." And it used to be called Peter's Bakery back then
Oh, how
in the
funny.
60s or late 50s, early 60s. And he said, "You should go look at it." And he did, and the rest is history.
Oh my gosh. So then what came next? Whose store?
After my brother Sam, my brother Peter opened Peter's Store for Men because my brother worked at Havers. I don't know if
Sure.
a lot of people remember for the men's department. But then he went on his own and he opened Peter's Store for Men, which is still there. I think he's about 48 years.
Okay.
And then my other brother had a store here for many, many years, J.D. Blassie's. And then Franny, of course, she has had Chessie's here for many, many, many years. So
And
yeah, so it's kind of fun.
how long for Tony's? You said
Tony,
44?
well, it was 21 years under Peter's Store for Women, but I was always here. I was
Okay.
always here. And then I went at it by myself the rest of the time, and it totals to 44 years.
So Peter's store for women was
It
kind of
was
turned
Peter's
into,
Store for Men, and
oh,
this became available. So Pete wanted to open a ladies' store, and there was actually someone somewhere else here with him in the beginning that was a partner, but I that just didn't pan out, and so then I came along, and the rest is history.
what did you do
Before
45
that,
years ago?
you know what? My two sisters were in the beauty business, so I thought I would try it, but it wasn't for me, you know. So I went to John Carroll for psychology, dropped out and got married.
You got your MRS.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And I've been married for a long time.
Okay.
Long, long time, and it's wonderful. It's
Okay.
wonderful. I'm
And you've
very
got
blessed.
kids. I know you have a daughter and a son. Is there
I
anyone?
do.
Is
I
that
do.
it?
My son Norm and my daughter Kelly
Okay.
and my granddaughter Remy.
Princess
So
Remy.
yeah, yeah, we're very
Shout out
blessed.
to Princess Remy.
For sure. She's the
So
only one.
she's your only grandchild.
She is. So
Okay.
you
All
can
right.
only imagine.
Oh, I can. I can. So what were you like? Like what was Tony like as a teenager? So you give me the decade.
Shy.
Shy.
When they wanted to take pictures, I would always run away. I don't want my picture taken. But I was teased a lot by my brothers, you know how brothers are.
Yes.
And so you become a little insecure and a little insignificant, their older brothers, older sister. But yeah,
Where are
yeah,
you the
I was
baby?
quiet. No, I'm the fourth one. There's six of us, and
Okay.
I was the fourth one. But I was quiet. I was quiet, definitely. But I've always loved people. I really have. They have to really be bad for me not to like them. They
Yeah.
really do. But I believe that there's good in everyone. There
Are you
really is. And life circumstances sometimes changes all that, but it doesn't mean that they're bad, you
so
know?
you grew up in a pretty faith-based
Yes,
family,
definitely. Absolutely. And still am very faith-based.
right?
I think when you're God-centered, things just seem to work out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my personal belief.
And hey, you're the guest, so it doesn't matter what anyone else's belief is. You're the guest. So you talked about sketching. Did you ever want to have your own line?
I think I was too young and unsophisticated to know any better about that. I just did it because it was fun. I
Do you
really
still
did.
do you
But
still
I knew
sketch?
here, I it's so funny. Someone will put something on. It just happened today. And they said, no, no, this isn't me. I said, give me 1 minute. I went and got the pins. I did this. I did that. Oh my God, I love it. That's wonderful. And some things are so simple. For example, some women, their shoulders are a little bit more droopy, for lack of a better way to put it. So you need a little power on your shoulders to give you that oomph. So I will take little shoulder pads and I will put it just at the ball of the shoulder. The whole look changes because when you purchase something, it is so important that it fits you on top. Because when you're having a conversation, they're not looking at your shoes, they're not looking at your skirt, or they're looking at you, your face, and what's up here. So that's where I feel that the beautiful details need to be. That's where things should fit correctly. That's very important.
You're
Very,
very good at making people. I've been in the store where, I'm not secure. And I would always say, oh, that's not going to fit me. And you're like, you know what? Let's just try it on. You're without being pushy, you're very good with making people feel confident, with their choices. And, there are things that I would have never tried on that I don't want to say you made me, you encouraged me. You
right.
encouraged me to try on. I think I would go with that word. And
But it's important.
yeah.
Give
What
yourself that chance to
yeah.
try something different.
Yeah, I know. I knew I was having this interview and I wore black today and I apologize. Although
You look very pretty.
I do have a brooch on. So, um how would you describe your store for someone who maybe has never been in it?
Well, example today, someone is traveling, so we put her together in some things. She's going to Italy, so it's going to be warm there. So we put linen on her because Italians, Europeans, they love linen. It's very lightweight, it breathes. So she put some lovely things together for her. And then, as fact, before this interview, she's still upstairs. I had three ladies today for mother, the bride, and groom
Oh,
dresses.
yes.
And again, oh, that's not me. I don't think I can wear that. I said, well, you know what? Just try it. Humor me. By golly. One was royal blue. She purchased it, and the other one is they're lovely dresses. They really
Right.
are. But women are so beautiful and they don't know it. They think, no, I can't wear this. I can't do this. This color is. And that's just not true. You have to give yourself a chance.
Give
You
yourself
really
some
do.
grace.
And I always tell my ladies, clothing is a feeling. It's how you feel in them. And the best style that you can have is your confidence.
Yeah.
That's that's what makes you look beautiful, how confident you feel in that dress, in those slacks, in that jacket. Because when you feel good, you're confident. You move differently. You control the room.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you walk in very timidly because you think, oh, this doesn't fit right. This doesn't feel good. So I always tell the ladies, you're thinking too hard about it. Let's try something else. Let's forget this, you know?
Right.
Because you can't convince yourself into liking something and feeling good in it. You can.
Yeah.
And so when any other store does that to a woman, they shouldn't because when you feel good.
Right. Anybody that has been famous that you've dressed or walked through the
Oh,
doors over there
yes. Yes.
that you
Stephanie
can tell?
Schaefer. I dressed
Who was that?
Betsy Kling, Stephanie Schaefer. But Betsy did a great deal of style shows for us, and she is top
She
notch.
definitely transformed herself. When
Absolutely.
she first came on, and I have a lovely story with her. She was doing the weather when my nephew was in Afghanistan, years back, and I had reached out to her and asked her. He had said he always watched her, and I asked if she would do a shout out or a mention to him, and she did. But yeah, she definitely glammed
She
Not
did.
that she wasn't beautiful beforehand.
Yep.
I'm not saying that, but she definitely took more
Mhm.
attention to what she looked like, and she
Absolutely.
glammed
In
up.
fact, Molly, Channel 3 did a story on her about they asked her who are the two people that have influenced you the most in Cleveland as far as your look. And so they had myself and Chessie's, my sister, on Channel 3 doing an interview because Betsy felt that we had influenced her look the most.
How great is that?
So, yeah, and then I love it because Russ Mitchell, they were talking about something and Russ Mitchell said, "Well, as Tony tells you, we can do better."
Yeah.
So if something doesn't look right, we can do better, you
Yeah.
know? But
Oh
the
my
other
gosh.
story that was fabulous, many years ago, there was a prima ballerina from New York, Cynthia Gregory, very famous. And she would come to Cleveland and dance with the Cleveland Ballet. And she would always come to our store downtown because we had a women's store there and buy beautiful things. And then I can't remember the editor of it was it Mary Mary in the
Oh yeah,
Plainview
Mary
the Mary
Strasberg.
yes
Yeah.
the social edit
Yes.
anyway. So they interviewed her and they said, where do you go shopping when you come here? And she said, of course, our store. And she went on to say she laughs because people when she wears the things that she purchased here would ask, "Oh, I love that. Where did you pick that up?" She said, and I laughed. She goes, "A shop in Chagrin
Right. She's
Falls."
in New York City.
Right, right.
And
So
oh,
here she's getting all these compliments.
that's
So
so cool. That's so
yeah,
cool. Oh,
a lot
I
of
love it.
nice stories.
Yeah. What's the hardest part about being your own boss, a shop owner?
That's interesting you asked that. My daughter-in-law was just discussing,
That's
we
why
were
I'm the
just
host,
discussing
Tony.
it at dinner.
I asked
I
the
think
really, I asked the really important questions. That's why I host the show.
that's a very good question. I said to my daughter-in-law, there's really nothing better than being your own boss. Um, it's there's a level of no stress. For many years I heard this. People rarely leave their job because of the job. They leave their job because of other people.
Mm,
And so it is good to have your own business. But there's two sides to everything in life. Great to have your own business. However, all the stress that comes with it, you have to be prepared. You
hmm
have to be. It's not all a walk in the park. Is it fun to go to market? Absolutely. Is it fun to do the style shows? Is it fun to? Yes. However, it's also a lot of work. But in order to be successful, you have to put in a lot of time, a lot of yourself, but it's worth it. It
hmm
really is worth it. Would I do it again? Yes,
If
I
you
would.
weren't doing it, what would you be doing?
I don't know. I hope not eating bonbons at home, but I'm a
Why?
type A
That
personality.
sounds fantastic.
You know what? I don't know. I'd probably be involved in things, and I
Right.
am involved now with the American Heart,
You
go
are.
ahead Fund a Dream, which provides education for children. Just various things that, if it has to do with children, hey, we all step up to the plate.
Yeah. Um, all right. So do you do all the picking of what you're selling?
Yes, yes.
And tell my listeners, it's so interesting to me when you go to market, you're shopping down the line. Like,
6 to almost 8 months away.
so
Yes.
when is market typically?
Well, example, I I just finished all my fall shopping at the April market. I'm all done with fall. So what I might pick up a little bit of is a little bit of holiday now, but the fall shopping is done. So in August, I will be going for spring of
Okay.
2027. So you're really always ahead
Okay.
as far as time. And there have been times when I get to market and I go, what am I buying? There's- you're here it is spring. I'm selling spring, and then I get there. What am I buying more spring? And so it
Yeah.
can get a little confusing.
And I
Absolutely.
hear that it's kind of overwhelming. Like it's so large.
It is. It is. New York is huge. Atlanta is huge. Um, Atlanta is floor after floor after floor of showrooms. It's huge, as is Dallas. Chicago used to be the major market. It used to be so exciting to go there, but it's not that way anymore. It's a much smaller market. Not all the labels travel to Chicago any longer.
Do you go in with a budget? Do you go in, um, I can
Well,
spend this much, or
mhm. Another great question.
why I'm the host?
I don't pay attention to a budget. I just buy what I like. But instinctively, I know when to stop.
And
You
you know your
know,
customer base.
exactly, exactly. I know when I feel I have enough slacks, because I'll buy slacks from one label that I love, and then the other collections will come with their own slacks. So I will buy those that go maybe with that jacket or that sweater. Uh, so I honestly, no, I've never gone by a budget ever. I know, isn't that stupid? It just works. I think I'm just so blessed, Molly, really, with gut instinct. I really am. I right now there's a couple of things I know I need to fill in. So I'll
Okay.
do that. Um, but again, I love to give our audience lots of choices.
Hmm.
Uh,
And lots of color. When you walk into
yes.
your store, it's just a rainbow of color.
Yeah,
Makes
it's
you
happy,
happy.
especially this time of year. And then in the fall, it becomes a little more sophisticated with rich colors and whatnot, with the suedes and furs. Oh my goodness, we sold so many furs this past fall, and going forward, it's hotter than ever, especially the cheetah print. Lots of cheetah print in the market for fall and bronze.
Interesting.
Oh
So
my
I can,
gosh.
my jacket, I have a cheetah jacket, so I'll just bring that right back
You're
out.
going to be a
Maybe
fashionista.
finally, I'm going to be in.
No, that's a hot trend, the cheetah
Oh,
print, absolutely. And faux fur,
interesting.
and they're
Interesting. Okay.
beautiful.
So I want to talk about the accident. So it's happened, your accident happened a couple years ago now.
Actually, it was a year
Oh, a year.
this
Okay.
past Sunday.
Okay. So you, for my listeners, you were walking in the crosswalk and you were hit by a car.
Yes.
Um, I need to talk about it all. Were you angry? I mean, you ended up, tell us what you broke.
Mhm.
Tell me about that moment. Tell me
Well, I occasionally will walk across the street to see what's going on at my brother's store, because
for
we
the
discuss business,
for
what's
the
going
free
on there.
cappuccino,
Of course, the free cappuccino's always
which I just learned
great.
about. I just learned about that.
Oh
And
my God.
I have been in the store. It's never been offered to me.
You're kidding.
No,
Oh my God. Oh,
I know.
cappuccino espresso. He's got that huge machine from Italy. It's fabulous.
Yeah,
Fabulous.
complimentary, folks.
Oh, those men love going in there.
I love
Give
it.
me
So
a
you're
suit and a
walk.
cappuccino.
So you're
Uh,
headed over to talk.
so I crossed the first street, and then I went on the other side where the gazebo is. And I was stopping, waiting, and the car stopped, and I started to walk. The other car next to it was a little way away, but I saw it coming, and I thought, well, she's going to stop. The other car stopped. So,
Yeah,
and she's getting closer and closer. And I remember so vividly, she's going to stop. She's going to stop. The
oh
next
my,
thing I know, I'm flying 20 feet. And you freeze because you don't know, what should I do?
right.
Should I go that way? Well, that car might have kept started going already and hit me. Or should I? You freeze, Molly. You
Yeah, for
just
sure.
freeze. And I remember laying on the ground, and the sky was so blue, not a cloud
Oh,
there.
wow.
And I just recall laying there and looking up at the sky and thinking how blue it was. And I recall praying and thinking, okay, if this is it, Lord, you know, I can't explain the peace that I was feeling. I wasn't
Wow.
frightened. I wasn't in any pain, probably shocked,
I'm
but
sure.
uh, no, it was, I remember my brothers were there, my sister, people up and down the street, because I was on the floor and I could just see so many feet, you know.
Well,
Mm.
unfortunately, I was also there, but you would not have known that because I was in a bunny costume.
It
We
was
were
Easter
as I always am. We
time.
were literally we didn't see it happen. We walked out of yours truly and past. We didn't know it was you. Matter of fact, your store didn't even know it was you. We
No,
continued on because I didn't want it to cause being in a bunny costume. I didn't want to cause any more accidents standing on the street. So we kept going. And when we got to your store, we didn't know it was you. They didn't know it was you. They just knew someone was hit. And Yeah, I mean, it did travel quickly though when the word
yes.
that it was you. So you ended up breaking what?
I broke my right leg, and my left leg and my right ankle. So, needless to say, at the airport, I make a lot of noise when I go through. But
So they
but
get you
I'm
in the
healing.
ambulance. Everyone's around you. They get you in the
Mhm.
ambulance. At that point, is pain starting to kick in at this
No,
point? No.
no, I felt no pain. I surreal,
Did you
surreal. It
think you
was
were
almost
gone?
as
Do you think you were dead?
You know what? As I said, I was feeling utter peace, and I kept looking up at that blue sky and say, Lord, if this is it, okay. I wasn't
Wow.
afraid. I wasn't the young woman that hit me. She she held my hand and she was crying. She felt terrible. She had two children in her car.
Mm.
She had a borrowed car. I mean, and she's crying and saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. So I'm feeling bad for her, going,
Oh,
it's okay.
oh my
And, you
gosh.
know, but yeah, I felt bad for her. I'm sure this was horrific for her
Sure.
as it was for me.
And how
The only
beautiful
time I
that,
got a little angry that why did I have to get hit was when I was in rehab. That was really tough for a month. I just, you can't go to the restroom, you can't do anything, they're using a Hoyer. So that was a little difficult.
so
But
you
you
had
know what? By the
surgery.
grace of God, oh yeah, on
Okay,
my ankle and my
so
leg.
you had surgery on both legs, basically,
Yes,
right? And
yes.
then how
In my
many?
head, a ton of stitches on my head,
Oh my
um,
gosh. And what was
in
the
my
rehab
hand.
like? What was the length of the rehab?
A month.
A
I was
month.
a week in the hospital and a month in rehab. But you know what, Molly? I'm doing great. Am I in pain at night? Yes. When I'm here, I'm moving, I feel good. And I forget my troubles. But as soon as I head for home, I take my Advil or Tylenols because I hurt. And in the middle of the night, I get pains running through my legs that are
Yeah.
sometimes unbearable. But the upside to all that is I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
talking to you. The
Thank
good
God
Lord
for, thank
spared
God.
me.
But I need to talk a little bit more about you saying we should all take some sort of lesson from your comment on saying that there you are on the ground, you've just been hit by a car, you're being held by the hand of the woman that hit you, and you're saying to me, I'm thinking about her and I feel so bad for her. That is
Mhm.
incredible. That is incredibly beautiful. You could have walked
Well,
away and been so angry at her, and so angry at life. And you are sitting here telling me that, I mean, I don't know. I think it's beautiful. I think that's a beautiful human, not a very, not a normal human reaction. Um,
well,
I
I would
think your
hope more
faith,
people
your faith is
more
guiding you
people
there.
would feel that way. You know, Molly, I genuinely love people. I believe in the basic goodness of human beings. And this young lady was crushed, for what she had done. She was crying hysterically, apologizing, holding my hands. How could I not feel compassion for
Hmm.
her? She didn't mean to do it.
Right.
And so I really never felt anger or I didn't. Just as I said when I was in the nursing home and I was just feeling so horrible one day and I said, darn it, darn it, darn it, why'd she have to hit me? But
Yeah.
I'm over it. I really, really am over it. It's important to, it's very easy to wallow and feel
Yeah.
sorry for yourself and not do anything to help yourself. I chose to exercise, make myself better. I forced myself. It hurt to force myself to walk, to go to therapy, and it really does begin with your mind. It truly does. I think our minds are the most powerful thing we have, and we can help ourselves to get better. I I know that that is what has gotten me through all this.
Sure.
Now I feel optimistic. I'm happy. I'm walking. Am I in pain at night? Yes. I'm
Sure.
not that much of a hero,
I mean, you
but
could have curled up in a corner and
right,
felt
right.
sorry for yourself and I'm never going to walk again or blah, blah, blah. And
hmm
have you spoken with her since the accident?
I don't know her name, or honestly, I would have reached out to her, but I think she must feel so terrible and doesn't know how I would react that she hasn't reached out to me.
Sure.
But I certainly wouldn't tell her not to worry.
What's
But
the process of that? Does she get held responsible? Is it up to you to decide if you're going to press
you
charges?
know what?
How's that?
I didn't do anything,
Hmm.
but and even if I didn't want to press charges, it was out of our hands. The
Okay.
police at that point had to do something, and what was she charged with? I think it was a misdemeanor,
Okay.
and that's fine.
Well, what
What are you
about
going
your
to send me
medical
to jail with
bills?
two children? Pardon?
What about your medical bills?
My insurance paid all that. And my what is it, supplement and all
Right.
that. So yeah. And my therapy, I did have to pay a little bit here and there, but that's fine. It's all behind me, Molly. I'm happy.
As if I
I am
didn't
happy.
adore and love and respect you, I just gained even more respect for you
I
during this interview
appreciate
because I mean, people have sued and people have done for less to
Oh my
gain
God.
for themselves. And I just
Well, we're
so
accountable
beautiful.
at the end,
Yeah.
Molly,
Yeah.
and if you're not loving and forgiving, someone isn't going to be loving and forgiving with you, you
So
know?
sure. So
So
yeah.
it's important
It's
to put out the right message.
sure. What has
Because,
the whole experience taught you?
well, Molly, I've always had a lot of faith, but this experience has really, really, really solidified my faith that I am not in control of anything. He's in control. The good Lord didn't want me home yet. He let me live. For all intent and purpose, I'm not a youngster. I'm not that fresh anymore. And I'm still here. In my head, I'm 30. My
Yes.
body says
Well, you
otherwise.
look 30. I'll tell you that much.
Well, thank you. I don't know about that, but no, all I want to say is that we have to be we have to have gentle hearts. We
Hmm.
I, you When I look at people, I always think, and my sister and I talk about this, we don't know what they're burdened with.
Hmm.
We don't know if there's illness. We don't know if they're insecure and they feel bad about this or that. So it's so important to have an open heart and a gentle heart towards others
Yeah. So
because
do you
people
forgive
react.
her?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that goes without saying. Oh
Yeah.
no, no.
That's so
And
beautiful.
I didn't, no, absolutely not. Why wouldn't
So
I?
beautiful.
It's an accident.
I need to know what does unput together Tony look like? Like, is there ever a moment that your hair's a mess, that you have unmatching pajama top and bottom, one slipper on, one slipper off? What does unput together Tony look like? Share. Inquiring minds need to know.
Well, I will tell you this. I was in such a hurry the other morning. I had two different shoes on, and my husband caught it as I was walking out the door. I'm always rushing. But the Tony at home, as soon as I get home, okay, girls, I have to tell you this. The first thing that comes off is my bra.
Eh, amen.
Oh,
The
that's the
girls come
first
down.
thing. I wash up, I put on a robe, and then I wash up, put on my pajamas, and then don't laugh, I eat in my pajamas if we're not going out.
Love it.
And they don't match all the time.
Okay. I could see you in like silk pajamas and the silk slippers and the silk robe that
That's my
matches the.
sister. That's
Oh,
my
is
sister,
it? Which sister?
Franny from
Franny. Okay.
Tessie's.
Yeah.
I'm more bohemian.
Okay. Interesting. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. I
I
love
just,
it.
yeah, I like, I have mismatched tops and bottoms, and I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. You
I don't
know,
know. I'm gonna
I
have
think
to.
what's important is you make sure you're clean, you take care of your skin, your
Yes.
hair, um, and take care of the heart and
Yeah.
others, and all will
What
be well.
through all of this, what have you gained an appreciation for something that you didn't have before?
Um, yes, I really have. Um, what shocked me and what shocked my family and my brother Peter, the girls here, um, Molly, I cannot begin to tell you. I probably received well over 1,000 cards and the gifts. I I never thought that I was that well liked. I mean, you just don't
Oh,
think that about yourself, and
sure.
I have. My brother said, and my sister-in-law said, people are constantly stopping in. We don't even know who these people are, asking how you are, and friends that people would ask them. So that humbled me. I had
Mm.
no idea.
I
I
could
really
have told you.
didn't. Well, Molly, we
You are
never see
loved.
ourselves that way. We
Yeah,
really
so
do
true.
not. And I'm grateful. I
Mm,
am,
I love
you
that. I
know.
love that.
That
All right.
that's the appreciation I get.
So, well, I feel like you were already grateful.
I try.
Maybe you just learned that you were more loved than you thought you were.
I
Mm,
did. I did, Molly.
hmm
No question about that.
All right. Are we ready for some rapid fire questions?
Sure.
All right. Let's do it. What brings you the most joy in your everyday life?
Well, of course, it's my granddaughter, my children, and coming into the store. Coming into the store gives me great joy because it's an adventure every day.
I love that.
I love coming in here and I'm going to re-merchandise today. Hey, girls, we're going to do this today. Or yeah, I love it. It's an adventure every day in the store.
I love that. I love that. And again, that just goes to a testament of your mind because other people could say, "Oh my gosh, I got to go in today. I got to do inventory today. I got to arrange." It's all about it's your mindset. All right.
Absolutely.
What would you say to young Tony if you were in front of her today?
Oh, definitely. I would give her encouragement that hey, you're worthy, what you have to say is important because growing up, with older brothers and sisters, you were never quite heard.
And the
Uh,
timing.
yes.
Your decade that you grew up, women weren't.
Right, right. So I was quiet. I felt a little insignificant, like I didn't really have much to say or add. But that was Tony. But now I would tell her, hey, don't worry, you'll have plenty to say and it'll be fine. So I would definitely encourage that little girl.
I love it. If Tony's had a theme song, what would it be?
Oh gosh, a theme song. I love so many songs, but there's one, What a Wonderful World.
Oh, sure, Louis Armstrong.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, I love that. I
I
love
love
that.
it. I
Yeah,
love it.
and the world is wonderful.
Yes, it is. Amen. If you could dress any celebrity, who would you want to dress that you haven't yet?
Hmm. Oh gosh, you know what, Molly, I never think about I want to dress a celebrity. To me, everyone that walks through that door is a celebrity to me because it's so wonderful and we're so grateful that they're so happy. I can't even explain. When they leave here, they thank us that they said, "Oh my God, this was so much fun. Thank you for making me feel so wonderful." When they leave here, they feel like celebrities. So to me, that's worth way more than a celebrity,
I love
really.
it. Is there any celebrity that you have watched in their style and said, "Oh, sweetheart, no,
Yeah,
no."
I won't say who, but it was kind of sad.
I'm
Uh,
sure I could guess a couple of them. Uh,
yeah, yeah.
what fashion trend do you pray never comes back?
Oh, the real short shorts. The real low hip huggers. Uh, that sort of trend. I
Okay.
never cared for, but I think the beauty of fashion today is this, Molly, that a woman, women have become more powerful. And no one's going to tell them, you have to wear this, you have to wear that. This is the trend. This is what you must wear. That's not who women are anymore. They're confident. They know what they feel good in. They know what they like to wear. And they're not going to have designers telling them, you have to wear that this year.
Right.
Uh-uh. If a woman wants to wear skirts, it's in. If she wants to wear slacks, it's good. If she wants to wear a long jacket, it's okay. A short, it's whatever a woman wants. And the beauty of fashion today is you have choices.
Yes.
so many choices,
Yeah.
so many wonderful way to express who you are. And
Yeah.
let's face it, most women and all women really, they're fabulous.
They
They're
are. They are.
fabulous. You know, our clothes are our introduction to the world,
Hmm.
really. So the only thing I would say to women is take that little extra minute before you step out the door, because when you respect yourself,
Yeah.
others will follow suit. You know, if you go out looking a certain way, but you can go out in your little cute sweatpants and a little bomber jacket, add a little scarf to it. Make sure your hair is polished, just that little extra something that, people look and go, oh, she's lovely,
She
or oh,
took the
look how nice
time.
she looks,
Yeah.
rather than just looking away.
Coffee or tea?
Oh, coffee.
Coffee.
Espresso, cappuccino,
Yeah.
free at Peter's.
Complimentary from Peter's. Um, what's your favorite Italian dish?
Oh, pasta.
Do you cook?
I do. I
Okay.
do. I don't have the gift of time to cook as
Sure.
well as I could. But yeah, I like making Italian food, and I make a lot of, beef stew and meatloaf,
Okay.
all
The
that sort of thing.
classics.
Yeah.
Heels or flats?
Oh, I love heels, but I
Yeah.
have to keep reminding myself, Tony, you have arthritis now.
Uh-huh.
But you know what? If I'm going to an event, I'm going to put heels on and suffer. I'm sorry. Isn't
Yeah.
that awful? I shouldn't even admit that.
No,
But for
no.
the most, I wear low heels.
You wear
Definitely.
those beautiful tennis shoes with the gold stripe in them that I love.
Oh,
I love
those
those.
are fun. I get a lot of compliments.
All right, so my last question I ask everybody, if you were at a dinner and you can invite two people, dead or alive, who would be the two people joining you at the table?
Oh, wow. Oh, there's so many. There's so many that I would love
We
to
only get
ask.
two.
I think Jackie Kennedy,
Oh, yes.
definitely. I would love to meet her. And probably, in the social pages, there used to be a woman, but her name now escapes me. And I admired her so much. I loved everything about her, but I can't remember her name. I'd love to sit with those ladies and just, you know, learn about them, what
Sure.
made them tick.
Ugh,
But
I love that. I love
this
it.
world is full of a lot of wonderful women.
Mm, Well, Tony, I have to tell you, I we have known each other for a long
A
time now.
while.
Yeah, yeah, and you just are such a joy. You radiate kindness and beauty and sophistication, and I adore you. I consider you a friend, and I adore you, and I'm so glad we got to sit down and chat and talk about you.
Oh, Molly, thank you. I'm not worthy, but
Oh,
I thank you. I really, really do thank you. And I certainly feel the same way about you. And I don't know what Chagrin Falls is ever going to do without you, without president of the merchant.
I will I will be around and I will love this village. I just won't have a title doing it, and that's okay.
Well, you'll always have a title with us, Molly.
Oh, well, my chat GPT calls me queen, so I'll stick with that one.
I love it.
Well, I
Well,
love you and thank you for taking the time, and we will talk soon.
you bet. And thank you for including me in this wonderful podcast.
Thanks for coming.
Mwah.
Love you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.